why we need to have a S4 HANA. Okay, why we don't want to? I mean, whatever the current application, either clients are using ECC or 4.7 version, whatever, so on. So now, why the clients want to upgrade their versions? Okay, why S4 HANA first of all? Okay, so in S4 HANA, okay, there are a lot of changes brought by SAP system. I mean SAP. Okay, so now let me explain you. First of all, we need to understand the what is the difference between S4 HANA and HANA. Okay, so the HANA which has been started in 2012. Okay, first let me explain you about the some are the challenges. Okay, now first let us discuss about the what is the difference between ECC and S4 HANA. This is the fundamental thing. The peoples may ask you what is mean by ECC, what is mean by S4 HANA. Okay, so let us see this one. So does anyone knows about what is the what is the application of ECC? Every day we are now the few minutes ago I was telling that the ECC batch was completed successfully, but now what is the application of ECC without knowing this one? Okay, anyone knows ECC? Fine. SAP Enterprise, SAP Enterprise Central Component, Enterprise Central Component, the abbreviation or application of ECC. Okay, so this is the SAP ECC is a business suite. It's not the application, business suite. Okay, I'll mention here is the SAP business suite. Then what is the application of SAP S4 HANA? The peoples are talking about HANA, S4 HANA. What is the application of SAP business suite? SAP business suite for SAP HANA. Then what is the difference between both here? Now, as I mentioned, there is a lot of difference between HANA and S4 HANA. First, we need to understand the concept of HANA. Then we will move to the S4 HANA. Okay, that is the basic fundamental thing. Now, let me take here HANA versus S4 HANA. What is the difference? The fundamental difference. First, we need to understand. Then, does anyone knows about, because some peoples are working in this forum in in ECC or S4 HANA also. Some peoples are they might have worked. So does anyone knows about HANA? What is HANA? What is S4 HANA? Okay, fine. Let me explain. HANA is a database. I will explain you later on one by one. HANA is a database. S4 HANA is a application. Then what is the difference between database and application? Let us talk about the examples. Now, in earlier days, okay, now even at this moment also, in ECC, what are the databases which are using? Okay, the SAP has been depended, or not only SAP, the clients or customers are dependent into other sources of database. Okay, so let me take the example, so maybe it will be easy for you to understand. Then how many layers are there in I mean in ECC? Anyone can tell? Because the peoples whoever learned with me, they should aware of this one. How many layers are there in ECC? Layers. Then nobody knows. Okay, fine. Then S4. Now presentation layer. Presentation layer is nothing but a where you are logging into your SAP system by using the GUI functionality. Okay, GUI is nothing but a, let me show you. So this is your, so this is your GUI. Okay, the login, SAP logon is nothing but a your logon. Okay, so then the SAP, by with help of the presentation layer from the laptop, from the desktop, what we can do, we can log on or we can connect it to the SAP. Okay, then I'll mention here. Then what is the presentation layer? Presentation layer, if I in order to connect or if I want to log in into SAP system, then I need to have a SAP GUI. Okay, with help of the SAP GUI, then SAP GUI, we can, sorry, we can use the laptops, laptops and desktops, laptops and desktops even. Okay, so laptops and desktops. Okay, but now what changes the SAP brought for S4 HANA? What difference? Now the user interface, they come up with the huge changes. I mean, if we talk about the user interface, I will explain you. So even though S4 HANA also we can use laptop and desktop. Okay, sorry, you, okay, laptop and desktops to connect my SAP. But now, as part of the generation changes, now you can see here nowadays, if we have the mobile, okay, now even if I want to uh, buy some product, or if I want to transfer money also, if I, whatever it may be in our daily life, okay, now the digital transformation, it has been drastically changed our life. Okay, so what will happen? I need to have the functionalities, okay, without logging into GUI. I'm without logging into laptop and desktop, because if I want to perform some activity in SAP system, what I have to do in ECC, I must have to sit into laptop or desktop. But now that completely has been changed. That perception has been changed in S4 HANA. The SAP has introduced, it's a Fury apps. Okay, SAP introduced is the Fury concept. Okay, the Fury apps. Okay, now people may think about, okay, the Fury apps may the whether the Fury apps was there in ECC or not. If I could say, if somebody will ask you, you can say yes, the Fury apps was even in ECC also available. But see, the Fury apps, available in ECC also, but limited functions, or limited Fury apps only. Okay, limited only, maybe you can use hundreds only. Okay, 10 or 15, 20, 100. Okay, so now even those also, even the Fury apps also, even the Fury apps, S4 HANA is available, ECC also available, but the way of usage, okay, the way of usage, then we can use from the mobile. Okay, even instead of desktop and a laptop, we can use mobile and tabs. Okay, we can use, but the thing you need to tell, you need to understand, only the few apps only we can use. But in S4 HANA, okay, S4 HANA, everything, whatever the user access, whatever the screens you are having here, now whatever the easy access. Okay, now this is your easy access screen. In this easy access screen, whatever the functions which you want to perform from under this, there are many easy access functions are there. Okay, for each and everything, we have the Fury app nowadays. Okay, so meaning that the SAP has come up with the, okay, the Fury apps functionality for everything. No need to sit, no need to log in into my laptop, no need to connect into my desktop. Okay, that is the one of the biggest advantage, okay, in S4 HANA system. Okay, now even here also the mobiles, I can use the mobiles, and tabs also even I can use. Okay, but few apps I just mentioned in ECC, we can use only the few Fury apps. I'm not saying that the ECC does not, I mean, it was not able to support for Fury apps. Yes, it was able to support only the few apps. Okay, not for all. But nowadays you can go and see in S4 HANA each and every activity we can perform through the Fury apps. Okay, now so so for what I have discussed here, I just have discussed the presentation layer. About the presentation layer, still I haven't discussed the application and the database layer. Okay, so I just have discussed only about the present layer. Okay, so there are three layers are there. Okay, from those only I have discussed, we explained only the one layer. Okay, now what is the next layer? Okay, so if I talk about the next layer, the next one would be a application layer. Application layer. Okay, so the application is nothing but a ECC is an application. Okay, then S4. Now I have the S4. Okay, so now the application layer where you are using is a presentation layer. Okay, you have the, I mean, application layer, it is there. With help of the application layer you can able to access the screens whatever you want. But now the drastical changes where in S4 HANA, the drastical changes which has come, the database perspective, database layer. Okay, database layer. So these are the three layers are there even in ECC also. Now if we talk about the database layer, okay, so the database layer in ECC, does anyone knows about what are the what are the databases? I mean, they were the clients were using for to run the ECC system. Okay, fine. I would say the databases which were running Oracle, I mean the backend database. I'm talking about the database where the client's data, as soon as once you post the data, once you enter transactions into the system, the data is going and sitting into the, I mean, the database, the backend database they were maintaining is Oracle. They were, I mean, the clients were depends on the third parties. Okay, Oracle and Sybase, then SQL database. Okay, different. It's a depends on the client requirement. Okay, then the last one is the HANA also. Okay, now database layers. Okay, here the clients were depended on, I mean, they want to use Oracle, Sybase or SQL. About I will explain about HANA. Okay, later on. Then but S4 HANA, in S4 HANA, if any client want to run their S4 HANA, okay, then they must have to have the HANA database only. Okay, HANA database. Without HANA database, the S4 system will not run. Okay, now let us talk about the HANA and S4 HANA. Sorry. Now HANA. Now even let us take an example. Now I have the ECC 6.0 version at this moment. Okay, can we use the HANA database or can we run the ECC application with HANA database? Yes, we can do the technical migration. The EHP 7, it should be the mandatory enhancement pack 7 onwards. I mean the HANA is going to support. Okay, so the HANA database, if you want to, but if you want to decommission all the existing your databases, if you want to run your ECC system, so then you can technically you can migrate or you can use the HANA database. Okay, so the now here it meaning that you have not moved to the S4 HANA. Okay, remember still you are in ECC version only, but now HANA, okay, you are in the database perspective is HANA. Okay, so that is the reason. HANA is only the database. Okay, so where you are storing your data. Okay, now if we talk about when the evolution has been started in 2012, the HANA has been introduced. HANA, that I am talking about only the database. Okay, now the person, the ex CEO of the Infosys, Vishal Sikka, he is the person behind that. Okay, to brought up this concept HANA and S4 HANA concept. He is the key person. Okay, to come up with HANA and S4 HANA. Okay, so now still you are in ECC, but you can able to technically migrate to the HANA database, then you can run your system. See, just for your awareness purpose only, I'm just explaining all these things, but no need to remember. But see, no one will ask you in interview the questions. I'm just mentioning here itself. But as a consultant, if you are going to learn what is the difference between HANA and S4 HANA, okay, you should know all these things. That is the reason I am explaining one by one. Okay, now let us talk about the now you can see here HANA is a database. Okay, in 2012 they have introduced HANA. Then in 2013 onwards they have started S4 HANA database technically usage. Okay, for other applications. Okay, now HANA. Now the S4 system, whatever the versions SAP has introduced, S4 HANA version, either it's a 1610 onwards, the latest version it is there in 2022 version, S4 HANA 2022. Okay, the version to version they brought up lot of changes. Okay, so in between that one, the S4, if we talk about S4 HANA, they must and should have the HANA database. Okay, so meaning that, I mean, the S4 system has been designed by the HANA database. Okay, if S4 doesn't have the HANA database, it's not the S4 system. That is the reason we are calling is a S4 HANA. Okay, so the backend, the database will be the HANA database. The HANA database is developed by the it's a SAP own database. Okay, it's a own language. SAP it has been okay. So now S4 HANA system. Now, if we combine with both the terminologies S4 and HANA, so the database itself it has been designed for the S4 with S4 HANA. Okay. Now this is the difference between HANA and S4 HANA. Okay. Now even though nowadays also we have the 3 layers, but now the database has been changed here. Okay, so far I have explained. So if anyone is having any query, so if anyone is not understanding clearly, so please let me know. Once again, I'll explain. I'll just give a pause a second here. Okay, fine, no problem. Then okay, now from now onwards, whatever the things I'm going to explain, that will be very important for you people. Okay, but now interview perspective, no one will ask you. Maybe sometimes they may ask. Okay, now what are the challenges in ECC? Okay, now we were discussed many points. Now the database perspective has been changed. They have introduced a few apps. So many things we have discussed. But now, what are the changes the clients and as well as clients are nothing but a business people, and what are the challenges the IT people, we are the IT people. Okay, IT peoples we are having in ECC system. Let us discuss one by one. Okay, what are the challenges? Then challenges in SAP ECC. Okay, first we should know what are the challenges we are facing in ECC. Then only we can recommend to S4 HANA system, right? Without knowing the challenges, maybe the client may ask you. Let us assume if you will be there into the some discussions. Okay, I am running in ECC. It's a comfortable for me, but why I need to move to from ECC to S4 HANA? You just give some examples, or you just explain some advantages. Okay, so for that purpose we need to know what are the challenges. Okay, what are the challenges in SAP ECC. Okay, now the number one, if I would say, then it's a performance speed. Performance issue. Performance is nothing but a speed. I'll explain first. Let me. Then the second thing is that now, okay, so performance issue. Now let us assume if I want to derive the reports, let us assume the transactional data which is having a around, let us assume it's a more than 1 lakh records. Okay, in such situation what we need to do, okay, if I want to run front end, okay, if I want to execute the transaction in front end, what will happen? Okay, there is a some time limit. Okay, the basis team will the basis team would have they keep some time. Okay, if the front end application is running, either it's a 5 minutes or a 10 minutes, it's a depends on the requirement. Okay, what we need to do, we need to the basis people, the basis people will set the time frame. Okay, in that time, if the functionality will not run, then what system will do, it will go the ABAP dump error. Okay, because the front end, okay, now the option front end we cannot able to execute. Now we can run the background job, then we can get the data. Now even if I ran the background job, then the job has been generated. Let us assume spool list. The spool also, it contains around one more than 1 lakh records. Even in such situation also, I cannot able to download the 1 lakh report 1 lakh records at a time. Okay, more than 1 lakh. Be even the time limit also, it is taking time. Okay, in order to generate the list itself, it is taking time. Okay, so now performance issue system is here, we are facing the lot of performance issue here also. The system is going, what system is giving the ABAP dump error. In such situation, what we need to do in order to fulfill the client requirement, we need to the dates. Okay, now I am deriving the data 1 year past 1 year data. Instead of 1 year data, if I go month by month, then the system is generating. Okay, now that is the one of the biggest challenge in ECC system. Now separate tables for FI, CO, then asset accounting, then as well as COPA and material ledger. Okay, so then now these are the tables. Now my FI data. Okay, let us assume for customer the now GL related data, it is storing into separate table, and as well as the okay, my vendor related transaction open items are storing in separate table, cleared items are storing in separate table, the bank transactions are storing in separate table. Okay, asset accounting are storing into different table. Okay, now in ECC we have a different tables to store the data. Okay, for each and every module or each and every sub component. Okay, so that is the reason that time consuming. Okay, what will happen? Okay, during the period end, now in the month end, let us assume whoever learned with me the ECC. Okay, for them I have explained one concept. The concept to call it as a okay, then online reconciliation ledger. Okay, for that one we must have to do the CO to FI reconciliation, we must have to perform. Okay, then that is the one aspect. Okay, then let me mention here is the okay, time consuming. Then for this one, okay, I'll mention here itself, it's a periodic activities. Okay, time consumption. Okay, for this one separate tables, if we have the separate tables, the time consumption obviously. Then the periodic activities also, it will take time. The one biggest challenge here is the reconciliation. reconciliation. So the data, if I want to do the reconciliation, okay, in prior days, I think in 2000, beginning of the 2000, okay, what before new GL concept introduced, okay. So as part of the new GL concept, they have introduced is a document splitting functionality. So okay, with help of the document splitting, we are splitting the line items based on the profit center. Okay, now let us assume if we did not, if we do not have the new GL functionality. Okay, so beginning of, I mean to say in 2006 or 2005, in between the period, the ECC has been introduced the new GL functionality. Okay, before that, now the after posting the profit centers, after posting the documents to the profit centers, again we need to perform the reconciliation, because again we need to transfer the data from one profit center to another profit center. Okay, as part of, because the profit center wise, if I want to generate some reports, okay, that was one of the reconciliation issue. Even though if we can perform the activities, there could be a chance that transactions might not hit to or might not performed, okay, because of the data volume. So that could be the reason the reconciliation is one of the biggest challenge in ECC system. Okay, then the second thing is that the next one would be complex user interface. Complex user interface. So complex user interface is nothing but a, okay. Now if I want to perform some transaction in ECC system, what I need to do, I must have to sit in front of laptop or in front of or in front of desktop. Okay, but now in S4 HANA, it's completely eliminated. Now we can use the Fury apps. Okay, Fury apps is nothing but a, I can perform the transaction whatever I want through the mobile or through the tab. Okay, so that was the complex interface, then cannot work from mobile or tablets. If I would say cannot work from mobiles, okay, mobiles for the Fury apps or tabs. Okay, I cannot work. Okay, this was the one of the biggest challenge. Then ELT, we need to understand this one. Okay, ELT. Okay, then external transformation and load. If I would say external transformation load. Okay, now what will happen? Now external transformation load, I will give the scenario here. Now let us assume now I have the SAP system here. Okay, now let us assume this is my ECC. This is my SAP ECC system. Okay, now what will happen if I would like to generate the, okay, now in ECC, the in S4 HANA, okay, let us assume now if I want to generate the reports, if I want to generate the reports in the form of pie charts, bar charts, okay, or if I want to have some drill down reports or from some past data, okay, in that situation, what I need to do, let us assume for we need to have a, in ECC we need to connect with the separate system, because SAP ECC is the source application. Source application is nothing but the real-time business transactions which are happening in my ECC system. Okay, now if I want to do some analysis, okay, based on my past data or based on my current data, what we need to do, I need to integrate this one into the BW system. Okay, BW system, there are BI BO systems. Okay, there are multi or API systems, or else if it is a CRM systems, okay, customer relationship management, because this is the source system. Okay, from here From here, what I need to do, let us assume this is the BW system. Okay, BW is nothing but a business warehouse system where we are going to generate the reports. Okay, now I have the one more system. Let us assume here is the, I have the one more system is a SAP CRM. CRM is a customer relationship management. Okay, now what I need to do here in order to generate the reports, whatever it may be, depends on my requirement. What I need to do, the data from source application, so I need to transfer to the BW system, or I need to transfer from SAP ECC to the CRM system, because SAP BW is a separate component. Okay, it's not it's not connected, but it's a part of SAP only. Okay, it's part of SAP only, but now we should have a separate database here. We should have a separate database and separate system need to maintain here. Okay, so meaning that here the external transformation load, okay, the data from source application to we need to send it to the another application. There we can able to draw the reports, whatever analysis we want, we can able to do over there. Okay, that is what I was telling. Then let me open this one. Okay, one by one. Now this I will explain you. Now the business should, okay. Okay, now now let us discuss about the, okay, now these are the business challenges. If we talk, I mean in SAP ECC we were having if we talk about, there are many challenges. I have explained only the few challenges here. Okay, challenges in ECC. Now what are the challenges which we were having? Okay, the IT challenges. Okay, IT is a information, I mean we are the persons or IT people who are working in the IT department. Okay, the challenges, IT challenges. Now big data explosion. Okay, here the meaning that here, now earlier days you can just assume, in past 10 years back, past 15 years back, even we had a smart mobiles. Okay, in that smart mobiles, okay, we were able to use the internet and as well as Facebook, Twitter, okay, WhatsApp, whatever we want application we were able to use. Okay, but now the data, if you are using the multiple applications, okay, in your mobile, okay, now the problem here is that the data storage capacity. Okay, now day by day, you are based on your business, based on the, as part of the business expansion or business business growth. Okay, the data is one of the biggest problem. Okay, so now that every day the volume of data it is increasing. Okay, so the data volume if increase, then what we need to do, obviously we must have to, the cost, the maintenance, the hard disk we have to increase. In order to increase the hard disk, what we need to do, we must have to, okay, incur some additional cost. Okay, this is the one of the biggest challenge for IT. Okay, so then the next one is that, okay, internet, then, okay, internet of things. Okay, this is fine. Then multiple server maintenance. Now you can see here, now here I have a three servers here. Let us assume, okay, let us assume I have a one more also. Let us assume, SRM. Okay, now I have the one more application also. Here you can see here, the business or IT people, they must have to maintain the servers here. Okay, yeah, along with the ECC system, BW is a separate component, CRM is a separate component, SRM is a separate component. Okay, so now each and every component or each and every application should have the separate database, separate server. Okay, this was the one of the biggest challenge what we were having in S4 HANA. Sorry, what we were having in ECC system. But now in SAP, okay, that the everything, I mean we will discuss about once we will be there. Now we are only discussing about the challenges. Okay, now multiple servers maintenance, this also one of the biggest challenge. Now traditional ELT system. Okay, now I have already explained about here. Okay, I have already explained about external transformation load, how the data which we need to transfer from source application to the target application. Then, okay, I mean the hardware cost. I have already mentioned that about the hardware cost. Now, in order to, if the volume of data is increasing day by day, and at the same time, if I want to maintain multiple servers for each and every database, definitely the cost of the maintenance cost will go high. Even that if the data volume will be increased, then the server capacity need to increase, then hard disk also I must have to increase. Okay, so these were the IT challenges. Okay, IT challenges in ECC. Now let me move to the next one. Now business challenges. Okay, so the business challenges I have already explained, some are the few things, but let us explain once again. Complex user interface. The complex user interface is nothing but a, okay, I have already Fury apps. Okay, then slow transaction processing. Okay, now the data, whenever if I want to get the data volume is a 10,000 records. Okay, the speed, the capacity, the if the, based on the volume of data. Okay, now I need to get the data as and when once I run the transaction, but it is not happening in ECC because of the slow transaction processing. Okay, then time consuming and slow operations. Okay, so it's a, I mean, if I want to enter some data, sometimes we can able to see the system is going to stuck. Okay, we cannot able to come out from the screens. Okay, it's a so slow time, slow operations. Okay, outdated reports. Okay, so now in ECC, if the client wants some specific reports, okay, so now in the form of pie charts, bar charts, okay, depends on their requirements, how the movement. Okay, let us assume, now let us talk about sales data. Now in the month of January to March, okay, the sales, what they want to the sales report they want to know, or the management would like to see in the form of bar charts or pie charts. Okay, now those reports are not available, I mean, in the ECC system, because see the I mean, they can able to see the, while seeing the screens itself, the management will come to know. Okay, so how the the sales were happened. Okay, that is one of the biggest challenge. Okay, then that the reports, the expected reports are not available in ECC. Now the need of reconciliation. Okay, so the reconciliation concept I have already explained in earlier days, before introduction of document splitting, I mean new general ledger concept in ECC, there was a biggest challenge. Okay, I have already explained about this one. Then evolution of SAP, I will explain the going forward in memory and all. Don't think about that one. Now just see the screenshot. Okay, evolution of SAP. As I said, okay, in memory platform they just launched in 2011. Okay, real time analysis from 2012 onwards. Now you can see here SAP HANA. Okay, SAP HANA. They have I mean in 2011 they just launched, but 2012 onwards, 2013 onwards, it is in use. Okay, real time business, OLAP, OLTP also I will explain. Okay, online analytical processing, online. Okay, this I will explain you going forward what is the difference between OLAP and OLTP. Then now in 2014 onwards, okay, instance financial at the insight. Okay, then from 2007 2015 they have come up with the simple finance. Simple finance is nothing but a, okay, the simplified the finance transactions under one umbrella. Simplified the SAP has simplified the transactions. Okay, under, I mean, they brought into the transactions which are relevant for the finance under one umbrella. That is the meaning of that one. Okay, then let me move to the next one. Now SAP S4 HANA Enterprise Management. Now S4 HANA, SAP S4 HANA Enterprise Management here. Now you can see here Now you can see here SAP Enterprise Management. Okay, now you can see here Ariba. Okay, now you can see SAP S4 HANA Marketing, Sales, Services. Okay, Asset Management. Okay, so there are the I mean what we can see enterprise structure. How the enterprise structure will be there in S4 HANA if we talk about the enterprise structure. Then then let me move to the this is just for your understanding only. Okay, now S4 HANA enterprise management, you can see here the SAP we can S4 HANA system. What we can do, we can have a two kind of server maintenance. One is a on-premise edition, another one is a cloud version. Okay, so the cloud version, then on-premise and cloud both are there. Okay, now here you can see here, okay, SAP HANA real time and simplified. Okay, now you can see here, just I just mentioned here is a OLAP, OLTP, and also here is the Fury apps I just mentioned. Okay, this and all, it's a nothing but it's a Fury apps. Around 2000 plus Fury apps are available. Okay, enterprise management, just it to continuation of this screenshot only, nothing. Okay, no changes. Then now challenges in ECC database. Okay, in ECC database these challenges are okay. Now let me explain you about few challenges here in database. Designed to to perform well on computer with a limited RAM capacity. Okay. Now, earlier days, in 10-15 years back, even we were having the smart mobiles. Even in that smart mobiles also, we were having the 512 GB RAM, okay, 1 GB RAM. Based on the RAM capacity only, our the system, the mobile speed was there. The similar concept they brought into S4 HANA also. Even ECC is having the limited RAM capacity. Okay, that is the one biggest challenge. If you have the, even you just think about it, even if your laptop is having the RAM capacity more, then the operations you can perform easily and speed. Okay, then data storage in ECC, the data storage it is in hard disk, not in the RAM. Okay, I will explain you again advantages now. But in S4 HANA, the data, as soon as once we enter into the data, enter into the database, then it will directly store into my RAM. That we are going to call it as an in-memory concept. Okay, we will discuss later on that one. That is the reason the S4 HANA, you cannot offline, you cannot install your laptop or desktop, and you cannot work offline. Okay, you must require is the RAM capacity, more RAM capacity. So that is the reason we are obtaining the server from the external sources. Okay, just understand. Then complex data model. Okay, the data model is nothing but where my data is storing into the multiple tables. Then redundancy of data, need of aggregations. Okay, we have the multiple tables. Okay, multiple tables are there, aggregation tables, BSIS, BSEAS. Okay, then there are multiple aggregation tables are there. Okay, we don't have the single source of truth in ECC. Then high data, okay, footprint. Okay, the data volume is high. Then row based data storage. Okay, the data which is storing into the in the form of Excel, in the form of now one data. Now document header is storing in this table, then one more the line item is storing into in this table. Then let us assume the profit center is storing in some other table, cost center is storing in some other table, company code storing into some other table. So the data storage is the multiple data stores. Okay, so the data is storing is a multiple tables. Then the reporting perspective we have already talked many time. I mean, then the reporting, the slowness definitely we can observe in ECC system. Then now row based versus column based. Okay, just for your understanding purpose only. Okay, SAP HANA column storage versus row based storage. Okay, now as I have explained here, as I have explained, the data which was storing by ECC, it is in row based. Now it has been completely the row based. Okay. Now sorry, now it's a column based. The data which is storing into, this is the row based storage. Okay. Now you can see here, this is a column based storage here. This is a column based. Row based storage in memory would looks like this. Okay. Row based, then column based storage in memory. Okay, how it will looks like. So this is the, okay, then I just have given an example here. The row based is nothing but what will happen, the data storage in storing into multiple tables. Whenever I am executing, let us assume, whenever, okay, the difference between, the major difference between row based and column based, okay, let us assume I want to generate the report FBL3N. Simple. Okay, we want to generate the report FBL. Okay, FBL3N is the where you are going to generate your GL line items data. Now what will happen in the selection screen? Okay, in the selection screen, what you can do, FBL3N, in the selection screen, what you can do, you are giving GL account number, then company code, then if it is a open line items, the date which you are going to give, then the type of, whether it's a noted items or normal items, special GL, parked items, whichever is relevant for you. Then in ECC, what it does exactly, when we are going to execute the report, the first action, the system will try to find the GL account. Then once that function will be completed, then the system will come to identify the second function, company code will search. Then once the company code will be match, then GL account company code will get match. Then it come to the open items, cleared items, whatever the so on. Then so here what system is doing, ECC system, the one by one. Okay, now the system is trying to search GL account in between. At the same time, the ECC system cannot search the company code. Okay, because the first action need to be complete, then only the system will work, the system will complete the second action. Okay, this is the meaning of that one here. This is the difference between row based and column based, because one by one the system has to complete, the system has to work one by one. Okay, so then only the, I mean, if the row based, the system has one by one. In the column based, it not like that. One at a time the system will perform all the activities at a time. The difference between row based and column based. Then complex to simplified data model. Okay, now I just have taken the screenshot. Okay, SAP business suite, this is the ECC. Okay, this is the ECC. Now you just forget about all these things, just look at the finance perspective and material ledger here. Now you can see here the accounting perspective, I have a tables, I have a total tables. Okay, COSP, okay, COSS. Okay, there are different tables are there, flagger flex table, GL, FA, okay, FLNCT. Okay, there are BSIS, BSIK. Okay, info. Okay, then documents, where documents are storing for accounting perspective. Okay, in ECC system, even though if you have the, okay, S4HANA database also, but now coming to the S4HANA perspective, completely the perception has been changed. For in order to store the data into multiple tables, then the data which is storing in only the one table, which is a BKPF, is a document header, is a still same. Then ACDOCA table. Okay, ACDOCA, they have introduced one universal table. Okay, instead of storing the data into multiple tables in S4 HANA, the data which is storing into only one table, that is the ACDOCA table. Even though you can see here the material ledger also. Okay, the material ledger. Okay, multi gap, multi currencies also. Now there were multiple tables. Okay, multiple total tables, multiple index, multiple document tables. But now in S4 HANA, you can see here, now completely even the material ledger related transactions data also, which is storing into my ACDOCA table only. This is the complex to simplified data model, how the SAP has simplified the data storage mechanism. Okay, this is a one of the biggest change in S4 HANA. Okay, but now maybe you may ask the question, the people whoever want to migrating from ECC to S4 HANA. Okay, you may understand that one. Maybe these tables will completely go off. Only these tables will be available. Maybe your understanding is wrong. These tables also available in as soon as even if you migrate from ECC to S4 HANA also. Okay, then the tables, whatever the tables, ECC tables, these tables will be converted into the compatibility view. Okay, now let us assume if I am even if you go and search, the table is a BSIS table, it is available in S4 HANA. See, now this is the S4 HANA 1909 system. Now let us assume BSIS. Yes, the BSIS table, it is available. Okay. See, now the database table, it is S4 HANA system. The BSIS table, it is available. But now whatever the data which is deriving the BSIS table, again this BSIS, it is depending on ACDOCA table. If the data is available ACDOCA, then the data is deriving from ACDOCA table. I mean, see, the BSIS table is deriving data from ACDOCA table from the backend. Okay, so the dependency is there here. Okay, that is what. Don't think that these tables will not be available. These tables also will be available in S4 HANA. Those will be compatible. Those will be converted as a compatibility views. Okay, just for our information, because this and all the technically you should know this information. Okay, then moving to the next one. Then SAP HANA. Now from here onwards, then we have discussed the challenges. Okay, what are the IT challenges, what are the business challenges, and what is the user expectations. Okay, then we have discussed many things about the ECC. Okay, then row based, column based. Okay, so we have discussed today. Okay, from tomorrow onwards we'll discuss about the SAP HANA. Okay, so the SAP HANA, what is the SAP HANA, then what is the, I mean, what is the architecture. Okay, we'll see that one. Okay, tomorrow onwards. But now today so far what we have discussed, if anyone is having any if anyone would require any clarification, so please let me know. Please let me know so that I will clarify once again.